We have new developments in the curious case of Kyrie Irving and his situation that's taking place in Brooklyn with the Nets. We'll talk about it right after the bumper. What's good people? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss channel with Victory Formation. Thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, today we're talking about Kyrie Irving, the curious case of Mr. Kyrie Irving, and that is the Brooklyn Nets told him to get lost, go away, stay away from the team, stay away from the organization. You will not be allowed to practice and or participate in any games or any practices moving forward until you get the jab. That is the statement that has been put out by the Brooklyn Nets and their general manager, Sean Marks. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to take a look to see exactly the terms that Sean Marks put out. Now, this is by a statement made by Sean Marks via Shams Charania, who's like one of the top NBA reporters in the country. This is the statement put out by the Brooklyn Nets. It says, quote, "Given the evolving nature of the situation and after thorough deliberation, we have decided Kyrie Irving will not play or participate with the team until he is eligible to be a full participant. Kyrie has made a personal choice, and we respect his individual right to choose. Currently, the choice restricts his ability to be a full-time member of the team, and he will not will not permit any member of our team to participate with part-time availability. It is imperative that we continue to build chemistry as a team and remain true to our long-established values of togetherness and sacrifice. Our championship goals for the season have not changed, and to achieve these goals, each member of our organization must pull in the same direction. We are excited for the start of the season and look forward to a successful campaign that will make the borough of Brooklyn proud." Now, listen to the way that is orchestrated. Listen to the way that sounds. Listen to the way that comes off. Everybody else is here, so why isn't Kyrie here? Nothing about. Obviously, they said they respect his personal decision, which they have to. They have to come out and say some stuff like that. But let's be honest. These guys don't really care that Kyrie Irving isn't there. These guys don't really care that they care in the fact that it may cost them a championship. The Brooklyn Nets are a really good team even without Kyrie Irving. But with Kyrie Irving, they're a championship team, almost a guaranteed lock, right? But without Kyrie Irving, that isn't the case. Now, they have went ahead and made the stance, put their foot down. Hey, the city of New York says if you want to participate in indoor activities that includes basketball practice and games, then you have to get the jab. Kyrie Irving is deciding not to get the jab, so therefore we're moving forward without Kyrie Irving. Why is this so significant? Well, because one, like I said, the Brooklyn Nets are literally a legit championship contender with or without Kyrie Irving. But with Kyrie Irving, they're like the favorite, right? So without Kyrie Irving, now they're still a championship contender, can still very much so win the whole thing, but they're not the same team. Two, this takes away that part-time availability we thought may be available for Kyrie Irving. We know Kyrie Irving is a guy that stands on morals, is a guy that believes in what he believes in, and there isn't much wiggle room. There isn't much convincing of either way. And this is something he clearly has done his own independent research, and he clearly believes is not in the best interest of himself. So he has decided not to get the jab. Whether you believe that's right or wrong, it is what it is, especially when you participate in a team sport. But that is exactly what Kyrie Irving decided to do, at least up until this point. Now moving forward, now that the Brooklyn Nets have said, hey, we don't want you on a part-time basis. We don't want you around for 41 games. If you're not going to be around for all 82, then don't even come around at all. Which I can't blame them for that. It's hard to have a part-time player. It's really hard. Like you said, the chemistry, all of those things ring true. And so now, it's interesting because if I was a member of the Brooklyn Nets or if I was the GM of the Brooklyn Nets, I'm sure they wanted to trade Kyrie Irving. The reason why you can't trade Kyrie Irving is a couple of reasons. One, he's best friends with Kevin Durant, who's your best player. You can't piss off your best player. You got to keep his friends around, especially when his friends are really, really good at basketball. Two, Kyrie Irving is threatened to retire if Brooklyn even considered, allegedly, let me say allegedly, because I haven't heard him actually say this, but allegedly, he has threatened to retire if the Brooklyn Nets decided to trade him. So that means other teams are going to trade for him. If I'm going to trade for a guy who sat there allegedly and told me that he will retire if I trade for him, I'm not going to touch him with a 10-foot pole. I'm going to stay away from him. And that's exactly what's taking place. It is going to be interesting to see what happens with Kyrie Irving. I stand with Kyrie Irving. Let me put this out there. For those of you who don't know, I stand with Kyrie Irving. I am not mad at him for making a decision that's best for him. I get it. You're hurting the team. I get it. Everybody else on the team did it, and you look like an outlier or whatever. But if you believe in what you believe in, then stand on it. I'm interested to see if Kyrie Irving will fold because I saw Andrew Wiggins fold. I've seen other players fold. But to see Kyrie Irving actually really, really fight this tooth and nail, I applaud him. For someone who is willing to give up. Because think about it. Kyrie Irving's salary is probably around $30 million, $32 million, $35 million. I don't know, somewhere around there. And for somebody to say, I'm willing to give up $32 million, literally $32 million potentially, because he was going to miss $400,000 or $380,000 a game for 41 games. And now it sounds like if they told him to get lost, get with the team or get lost, then it sounds like he's willing to give up the whole salary. Because who's going to want to pay for a player that's not there? So I stand with Kyrie. Now, I'm sure they'll give him something, right? Because they're the ones who tell him to get lost for the rest of the season or for the other games. But I stand with Kyrie Irving. I do. I have to let it be known because he is doing something a lot of us will not be able to do. And that is choose your morals over money. Choose your values over money. You can say what you want. So many billion people around the world have taken the jab, and so many, over 90% of the NBA is taking the jab, and they seem to be fine, and all of that. And all of that is very much so true. But if I'm Kyrie Irving, I shouldn't have to be forced to take this. Okay, and if you're saying I am, and I have the choice not to take it, I just don't get paid. If I'm willing to give up that salary that you're going to pay me, then I'm fine. I should be not made into the villain. But if you take a look into this statement put out by Sean Marks, it is clearly painting Kyrie as a villain. He wants it to be known that the Brooklyn Nets aren't the cause of this. He wants it to be known that the Brooklyn Nets have nothing to do with this. He wants it to be known that the Brooklyn Nets are all aboard and all about winning. But Kyrie Irving is an individual in a sport that's a team sport. He's an individual. And that's the worst thing that you can be labeled, is selfish and an individual in a team sport. And that's exactly what the Brooklyn Nets are doing to Kyrie Irving right now. That's exactly what they're doing. Let me know in the chat. Do you believe that that's something that they're doing? Because I see it plain as day. I see it as plain as day. Shout out to Kyra Clark. I stand with Kyrie. I stand with Kai. So do I. I stand with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving set the example. Don't get the jab. If he's willing to fight this and literally give up a year's salary, how can you not respect that? How can you not respect that? How can you not respect someone who puts their morals over money, who puts their values over money, who's willing to give up $30 million? $30 million. Most of us wouldn't give up $300 or $3,000. I don't even want to get into 30 grand, but we're talking about $30 million. $30 million. I can't do nothing but respect that from Kyrie Irving. Like I said, the Brooklyn Nets, I get it. It's a team sport. I get it. You want one of your best players around. But, man, he clearly sees a problem with this. Kyrie clearly sees a problem with this. People want to say, oh, the jab is for the safety of black people and black men and black Americans should make sure that they are on top of this. They should be the main people advocating for this. No, how about we be the main people advocating for a healthier lifestyle? How about we be the main people advocating for, health benefits? How about we be the main people advocating for, you know what I'm saying? Like things that actually that the detriments that are taking place in our community. Now, I get it. The virus has not helped us, not one bit, but there are a ton of other things that come before this virus that can help the black community besides getting a jab. And it can start with just healthy eating and a healthier lifestyle. Plain and simple. And you can go from there to like exercise. And you can go from there into getting what you deserve and getting what. Let's not talk about things like reparations. These are the things that can, actually really help the black community. So I can't be mad at Kyrie Irving at all, man, for standing on what he believes in. Leave your thoughts in the chat. What do you think about Kyrie Irving, his stance not to get the jab? Do you believe he will fold and go ahead and get the jab before the season starts or some point during the season? Or do you really believe he is willing to turn down $30 million? $30 million. And stay away from basketball. Leave your thoughts in the chat. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. You can follow me on Twitter at JLightsy7. I post all my content there. And also on Facebook, it's Jeff Lightsy Sports on Facebook. That is Jeff Lightsy Sports on Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.